Hello and welcome to the Slingshot Channel. This is the last video before we're moving. Unfortunately it's raining today, so we're not gonna see much of the garden one last time. Anyway, I wanted to show you a new invention of mine, which is a slingshot release. It's got the same lock mechanism as my slingshot rifle, and also it has the thumb activated trigger, like here. And you see in locked condition the two rollers are really tight, and if I press the trigger then they open and release the shot. This can be made without welding equipment, and there is a how-to video. I want to show you later on how you can make one of these. There's one feature that I'm really proud of, and that is that the head of the device is rotating. And this is important because it gives you versatility about how to shoot. So the turning head automatically goes into the direction of the slingshot frame. I don't have to take care about how my hand is oriented. So if I just pull out normal, the thing works just fine. And if I go into like the half butterfly stance, see, it automatically centers in the direction of the frame. But even if I go into the full butterfly stance, like this, see, I don't have to take care about my fist. It's all automatic. That's the advantage of the rotating head. This release is very important for getting a lot of power out of the butterfly shooting style. And the reason for this is that it's easy to hold the pouch like this, and it's even easy like this. But if you go into the full butterfly stance, see, it's awkward to hold the ball with my fingers. Very hard to release. It's a very unnatural position, and also you can't really stretch out all the way. You still have to have an angle in your wrist. And the release takes care of that, allowing you to stretch out in full. So notice how far I can stretch out my arms. It's really maximum. Just to give you an idea, if I shoot with the pouch at the corner of my mouth, I get about 85 centimeters draw length. And this is up to here. If I go into the full butterfly stance, then my draw is like here. That's 160 centimeters, and that's as high as here. So you see how much more power you can get if you shoot full butterfly, if you can pull it. Loading is really easy. Just slide the pouch between the rollers, and then you turn this until it's comfortable, like this. First we need a piece of tube with a head. You can buy these in hardware stores, but I made this one myself. Then some piece of aluminium rod, could be also steel rod or even wood. It needs to fit snugly inside of the head tube. Then we need a longer piece of steel or aluminium tube, and this one needs to be big enough so that the inner one can slide in. A piece of round wood, 16mm diameter in this case. Some plywood. You can also take other wood, but then make it thicker. Plywood is really solid. Some screws and nuts, and also basic tools. So first we transfer the shape of the base plate and the arms to the plywood. You can download the PDF file from the link in the text description. This is how they should look like now. Slightly round the edges, and next we drill the holes. So first we have drilled the center hole through the base plate, and make sure that the head tube fits through it, because later on that's going to be the turning mechanism. So it needs to be fit with a little extra loose fit. it needs to be able to turn freely. So make sure it's big enough. Next, cut off 2 pieces from the round 16mm wood. Make them about 35mm long, 3.5 centimeters. Next, drill a hole through the rollers and make sure that the screw fits nicely through it. And also widen the hole on the one side so you can hammer in the nut. So we have attached the rollers to the lock arms now, and make sure that when you put them together there is a little opening so the pouch leather can fit through. We can now cut off the excess screws. Make sure that the heads are flush so that this thing can glide over the base plate. So now we have drilled through the hinge hole, and also we have taken away a little of material from here so it doesn't interfere with the head of the head tube. So now we put the arms onto the assembly, and we drill the hole through the base plate, but put them in a position and mark the holes so that, as you can see, the center hole is a little bit too wide. This means we can file the arms down later on so that we have a very precise fit of the plunger. So if you have done everything correctly, when the plunger is just fitting in with some resistance, then the locks should be entirely closed. Next, we plug the end of the head tube, and I just took a part of the aluminium rod, drilled a hole through and threaded it for a screw. You can also glue it, but of course if you use a screw then you can disassemble this later on. Also, we're cutting the slots for the trigger part, and of course you have to cut through the outer and the inner tube. So we have now assembled everything, and as you can see the slot goes through both steel tubes. And now we will put in the plunger. So as you can see, we can put the spring inside, and then we take the plunger, and as you see, it is now spring loaded. Make sure that it goes in deep enough so everything is flush. So now we drilled a hole and threaded it to the plunger, and as you can see, it's very functional. It's exactly the way we want it to be. So now the setup is functional for the first time. Everything is assembled, just not yet smoothed out, and but you can see if I press the trigger, then the locks open. So everything is assembled now. Note that the head rotates around, so it will follow the pouch. Okay, that was it. See you from my new garden next time. Stay tuned. Thanks, bye bye.